Hello again, Robert Carr from Intuitive Healing. Haven't done a video for a while, so I thought I'd better keep everyone's interest up and do another one. This is just an interesting story of a heal or a rescue that I was involved with a few years ago. No script, I'm blagging it as I go along. I'm making this up as I go along. I was asked the other day by someone, are you not scared by what you do? Dealing with energies and, lost souls, ghosts, etc. Are you not frightened by things that you come across while you're doing your psychic work? And not to sound arrogant, no, not anymore. Not anymore. It's kind of when you know your stuff and you know your subject, then you're not particularly frightened by things. You find them interesting, challenging, you learn from them. So it's very, very rarely that I'm taken aback by anything that happens by the psychic work that I do. And it's kind of, when I used to be a fireman, when I was a probationer, I used to be like excited by things, and like once you've done a few house fires, you become confident in your abilities. So then you're not scared by it, you're challenged by it, and you're interested by it. Same with car crashes, same with everything. Know your subject, know what you're talking about, know what you're doing, do it well, and have an air of confidence about you, and then that passes on to the client, and it works in your favour. Anyway, Ada, a very interesting little thing that happened about 10 years ago. At work, when we firefighting uniform on, sort of thing, gets a phone call from my wife. A colleague of hers, her mother was in torment, absolutely torment, and she says she's left the house, she won't go back into the house unless you turn up. Right, interesting, challenge. So at the end of my shift, uniform went in my locker, and I drove to South Shields to this lady's house. I'd met this lady once. I didn't know anything about her. It was Maxine's work colleague's mother. I'd only met her once at a fancy dress party when she turned up as part of ABBA, and I was dressed as John Travolta, and we had just a hello, and that was about it. So I didn't really know the woman. So something had happened, and she was in our neighbour's house across the road. So I pulls up in my car, gets out, knocks on the door, and the lady came out. And I went, however, we'll go across to your house. And she went, I'm not going across to my house. I'm not going across to my house. And she was standing in the middle of the road. I went, well, at least go to the pavement. But she wouldn't even go to the pavement on the side of the road where her house was. She would only go to the pavement on the side of the road where the neighbour's house was. Properly spooked this lady, bless her. Really, really upset by the whole experience. So I went, well, give us a clue what's going on then. She says, well, about 3 weeks ago, me and my husband were in the car, and we'd been to Morrison's, and then all you heard from the back seat was, and they both went, did you hear that? And I kind of turned around like, well, there's only us in the car, what's going on? Week after that, in the car getting together, and there he is. And I was like, that's that noise again. That's what we heard last week. So things went on. So this lady's sitting in the house, and she hears in the living room. So she gets really spooked, goes into the kitchen, same noise again, gets really spooked, goes outside into the garden, the same noise again, as if somebody's doing it in her ear. This was enough for her. So she ran across to the neighbours. Can I come in? Can I come in? There's all kinds happening. I think I'm being haunted. I'm frightened. And she rang her daughter at work because she knew that I was psychic, and Wales within Wales. So I rocks up. So I says, right then, are you coming in the house with us? She went, no, on my heck. So I'll pop into your neighbours and I'll go into your house. And I checked the house out, I cleansed the house, and I found a lost soul. So I had a little bit of a chat with her and found out what was going on and helped her across. And then I asked the lady, you can come in your house now and I'll tell you what I've picked up. And she went, right. Now I didn't know what this lady did for a living, and I sat her down and went, right. I says, I've got this lady here, big woman, trouble with her breathing, special needs, and I think I got the word Ada, or the name Ada. And the woman's like looking at us, and her eyes were like, whoa. So I says, right, this is what I'm getting, or this is what I've got, because she's gone now. Was a lady who had special needs, big woman, and she had trouble with her breathing, and she had trouble with her talking, and before she used to speak, she used to go, and then start the conversation. And the woman's face was a picture. And I went, does this make any sense to you? And she went, yes. I went, well, would you care to like kind of share it? And she says, yes. I'm a mobile carer. And she used to visit a lady called Ada, who was a big woman with special needs. And that's how she used to start talking. She used to have to clear her airway, get herself in the zone, and then start talking. And this lady had died about a month ago, and she was lost. So when you die, you're still 3/4 yourself. So when I die, I lose my mate Taxi, I'm still 3/4 Bob Carr, which is like, you know, a reasonably sensible, intelligent person. So I understand the process. I know what's going on. But if you're special needs and you die, you're still special needs. And if you miss the bus or miss the opportunity to go across, you're kind of stuck and you don't understand what's going on. So this poor little lady, Ada, went to the person who she trusted the most and who used to look after her and help her. And she was trying to attract her attention in the most obvious way. And as far as she was concerned, she would understand it's her by the fact that she went, but this didn't click with this lady. So she was doing it in the car, she was doing it in the house, she was doing it in the kitchen, she was doing it in the garden to try and attract this lady's attention. And she thought, if I attract her attention, then she might be able to help us, which was in fact the case, because I rocked up, did my healing thing, and helped the lady across. Very, very interesting. The lady was shocked, very grateful. But to this day, she doesn't refer to us by my name. She refers to us like that healing bloke. If by, you know, using my name, something will happen to her. I have no idea. But, you know, so healing helped somebody who was being haunted, or, in inverted commas, asked for help. Helped a lost soul, helped a special needs person to get across where they needed to go. Interesting little story. I think that's about it. Just a little ditty one for you today, just to kind of keep the interest going. Any questions? Wang it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.